Before humans ever set foot in these remote mountains, before science could explain how warm-blooded animals survive through winter, enduring bitter winds, freezing temperatures, and long months when food becomes scarce, there was already a world where life could be decided by the smallest details. A footprint in the snow, a sound behind the bushes, or a single misplaced step at the edge of a cliff. Among snow-covered mountains and the forests of the far north, three masters of survival enter the same landscape. The Siberian tiger, Panthera tigris altaica, the largest living tiger subspecies, with adult males often weighing around 180 kilograms and sometimes exceeding 200. The ibex, belonging to the genus Capra. It has no fangs or claws, but it possesses something that can be even more important than raw strength: the ability to move across steep, rocky slopes that many predators struggle to follow. And above them all, the golden eagle, Aquila chrysaitos, one of the most powerful birds of prey in the northern hemisphere, with a wingspan that can exceed 2 meters. One rules the ground, one masters the cliffs, and one hunts from the sky. But when all three appear together in a frozen wilderness, who truly has the advantage? Welcome to Wild Kingdom, where we explore not only the hunt, but the remarkable strategies that allow life to endure in some of the harshest environments on Earth. If you enjoy wildlife documentaries, please leave us a like and subscribe to the channel. And tell us in the comments which country you are watching from. We wish you good health, peace, and a lasting love for the natural world. And now, the journey begins. In deep snow, the tiger holds a terrifying advantage. Its broad paws spread its weight across the soft surface. Its thick coat protects it from extreme cold, while dark stripes break up the outline of its body among tree trunks and forest shadows. The Siberian tiger, also known as the Amur tiger, Panthera tigris altaica, is one of the most powerful big cats on Earth. But strength cannot solve every problem. On steep cliffs, the balance begins to shift. Ibex of the genus Capra possess split hooves. The hard outer rim provides grip, while the softer inner pad helps the foot conform to uneven rock. That is why, during a pursuit, the moment the terrain becomes steeper, the tiger may begin to lose the advantage while the ibex continues climbing. But this contest has another dimension. High above, Aquila chrysaitos does not need to run at all. Its exceptionally sharp eyesight allows the golden eagle to detect movement from great distances. Rising air currents along mountain slopes help it remain aloft for long periods without constant wing beats. 3 bodies. 3 evolutionary strategies. Strength on the ground, balance on the cliffs, and vision from the sky. Yet, being perfectly adapted to one environment does not mean every hunt will end in victory. Today, the Amur tiger survives mainly in the Russian Far East and parts of northeastern China. This is a land of cold, temperate forests, long winters, and temperatures that can fall far below freezing. A single tiger may patrol an enormous territory because prey is never evenly distributed across the landscape. The ibex belongs to a very different world. Species of ibex occur across mountain systems in Europe and Asia, where cliffs, steep slopes, and narrow ledges can become natural defenses. The higher they climb, the fewer predators can follow effectively. And the golden eagle? Aquila chrysaitos has a vast range across the northern hemisphere, including North America, Europe, and much of Asia. Mountain landscapes suit it especially well. Open space for observation, cliffs for nesting, and rising air currents for efficient soaring. So the 3 central animals in this story represent 3 different layers of survival. The tiger controls the forest and the ground. The ibex seeks safety on nearly vertical terrain. The eagle watches from above. And the landscape itself determines the rules. Because in nature, the place where one species becomes vulnerable may be exactly where another becomes almost impossible to catch. The ibex lowers its head to feed. Behind the snow-covered brush, the tiger drops its body close to the ground. Distance is everything. Tigers are not built for long-distance chases. Their more effective strategy is to approach silently, close the gap, and then explode forward in a short burst of speed. The ibex raises its head, too late to remain still, but still early enough to run. The chase begins. Across relatively flat snow, the tiger's muscular power provides an advantage. But as the ibex heads toward the cliffs, the balance changes. Every sharp turn forces the predator to spend more energy. Every rocky ledge opens a route that becomes more difficult for the tiger's heavier body. Then a shadow appears above. The golden eagle dives. In the wild, golden eagles hunt many kinds of mammals and can sometimes attack young or suitably sized hoofed animals. But a healthy adult mountain goat or ibex is an extremely difficult and dangerous target. For that reason, the three-way confrontation shown here is better understood as a cinematic scenario than as a typical hunting event. Then the ibex reaches the place it has been searching for. A cliff. The tiger stops below. The eagle circles upward. The hunt ends not because the prey is stronger, but because it has brought the battle onto the terrain that favors it most. An adult tiger can kill prey far larger than most carnivores could ever attempt. But a massive body comes with a cost. Every burst of speed consumes energy. A long pursuit that produces no meal is an expensive failure, especially in winter, when calories are harder to replace. That is why tigers usually rely more on stealth and ambush than on endless pursuit. The ibex faces the opposite problem. On cliffs, it is extraordinarily agile. But once it moves into open terrain, distance from a predator becomes critical. Deep snow can also slow its movement and make feeding more difficult. The golden eagle has limits of its own. Flight offers an enormous field of view, but a poorly judged attack can cause serious injury. For a bird of prey, the feet and talons are essential tools of survival. Major damage to them can make future hunting far more difficult. Nature rarely creates a perfect warrior. Instead, evolution produces trade-offs. Strength comes at an energetic cost. Climbing ability is most valuable in certain terrain. Flight provides freedom of movement, but also places strict limits on body mass and increases the danger of high-speed impact. And perhaps this is the deepest secret of survival. Not being stronger than every opponent, but learning how to live within the limits of your own body. The chase comes to an end. The ibex stands on the cliff. The tiger turns away and disappears toward the forest. The eagle returns to the sky. And then the sound of the world begins to change. A lynx walks quietly through the snow. A red fox searches for food. A mother bear appears with her young. A group of mountain goats scrapes through the snow in search of vegetation. Far in the distance, a river winds between silent forests. This is what most of wildlife actually looks like. Not constant battle, but thousands of moments spent feeding, resting, moving, reproducing, and conserving energy. Predators such as tigers and eagles help regulate prey populations and contribute to complex relationships within food webs. Herbivores influence vegetation. Carcasses eventually become nourishment for countless other organisms. No species exists completely on its own. Predators depend on prey. Prey depend on habitat. And all of them depend on an ecosystem that remains intact enough to keep functioning. So the final tiger footprints in the snow do not simply tell the story of a failed hunt. They remind us that in nature, survival does not always mean victory. Sometimes, it simply means having enough strength to keep moving through the winter, across the mountains, and into one more day on this wild planet. Because the greatest wonder of nature is not who hunts whom, but how all these forms of life continue to exist together.